My apologies, Madam Chair.
No problem. The House Education and Workforce Committee will come to order. Would the clerk please call the roll?
Chair DeBoer.
Here.
Representatives Linting. Here. Paquette. Fox.
Present.
Kunse.
Here.
St. Germain.
Yes, here.
Pavlov.
Here.
Wilson.
Here.
Koleszar.
Here.
Weiss. Here. Burns. Here. Madam Chair, you have 10 members present. You have a quorum.
Thank you. Vice Chair Linting votes to adopt the minutes of the August 27th meeting. Without objection, the minutes are adopted. To begin today, the committee will take up House Bill 4556, sponsored by Representative Kunse, and House Bill 4557, sponsored by Representative Koleszar. We do have an H1 substitutes for both of the bills that change the effective date to June 30, 2026. Representative Kunse moves to adopt the H2 substitute to House Bill 4556. Will the clerk please call the roll on the H2 substitute?
Chair DeBoer.
Yes.
Representatives Linting.
Yes.
Paquette. Fox.
Yes.
Kunse.
Yes.
St. Germain.
Yes.
Pavlov.
Yes.
Wilson.
Yes.
Koleszar.
Yes.
Weiss. Yes. Burns.
Yes.
Madam Chair, you have 10 yeas, 0 nays, 0 pass. The motion prevails.
Thank you. Representative Koleszar moves to adopt the H3 substitute to House Bill 4557. Will the clerk please call the roll on the H3 substitute?
Chair DeBoer.
Yes.
Representatives Linting.
Yes.
Paquette.
Yes. Oh, sorry.
Fox.
Yes.
Kunze.
Yes.
St. Germain.
Yes.
Pavlov.
Yes.
Wilson.
Yes.
Koleszar.
Yes.
Weiss.
Yes.
Burns.
Yes.
Madam Chair, you have 10 yeas, 0 nays, 0 pass. The motion prevails.
Thank you. Vice Chair Linting moves to report House Bill 4556 as substitute H2 with recommendation. Will the clerk please call that roll?
Chair DeBoer.
Yes.
Representatives Linting.
Yes.
Paquette. Fox.
Yep.
Kunze.
Yes.
St. Germain.
Yes.
Pavlov.
Yes.
Wilson.
Yes.
Koleszar.
Yes.
Weiss.
Yes.
Burns.
Yes.
Madam Chair, you have 10 yeas, 0 nays, 0 pass. The motion prevails.
Thank you. Vice Chair Linting moves to report House Bill 4557 as substitute H3 with recommendation. Will the clerk please call that roll?
Chair DeBoer.
Yes.
Representatives Linting.
Yes.
Paquette. Fox.
Yep.
Kunze.
Yes.
St. Germain.
Yes.
Pavlov.
Yes.
Wilson.
Yes.
Koleszar.
Yes.
Weiss.
Yes.
Burns.
Yes.
Madam Chair, you have 10 yeas, 0 nays, 0 pass. The motion prevails.
Thank you. The committee will now take up House Bill 4813, sponsored by Representative Pavlov. Before testimony begins, Representative Pavlov is offering an H1 substitute to House Bill 4813. The change replaces the term active duty with the term currently enlisted. Representative Pavlov moves to adopt H1 substitute to the House Bill 4813. Will the clerk please call the roll on the H1 substitute?
Chair DeBoer.
Yes.
Representatives Linting. Yes. Paquette. Fox.
Yep.
Kunze.
Yes.
St. Germain.
Yes.
Pavlov.
Yes.
Wilson.
Yes.
Koleszar.
Yes.
Weiss. Yes. Burns.
Yes.
Madam Chair, you have 10 yeas, 0 nays, 0 pass. The motion prevails.
Thank you. Now, please take a seat at the testimony table, Representative Pavlov, and I understand that you are joined by Michael Price, who is the Senior Deputy Director and the Director of Strategic Planning for the Michigan Department of Military and Veteran Affairs. Director Prince is also the retired Colonel Price, rather, the retired Colonel and Bronze Star recipient. Thank you for your service to our country, and welcome to the House Education and Workforce Committee. Representative Pavlov,
Yes,
please
today
begin when you're ready. Go ahead.
We have an opportunity to help students of military families with their difficulties transferring schools due to military employment and requirements to move from place to place. Most importantly, we have an opportunity to extend this assistance to members of the National Guard and the Reserves who aren't currently covered. So Colonel Price will take over from here and explain in detail.
Good morning, Madam Chair. I am the State Commissioner for the Military Interstate Children's Compact, which is a national commission and a national compact, which is ratified by all 50 states plus the District of Columbia. So I'll give you a little background on the compact. The bottom line is it helps military-connected kids transition between states. Before the compact was in place, kids moved between states and they experience a lot of trauma as they join new communities, new schools, new coaches, new everything. And many schools amongst the states have different requirements. The compact levels the playing field across all students that are connected to the military. The current compact in the state does not include members of the National Guard or reserves that are not federalized. So the House Bill 8213 will include all components of the uniformed services. So the goal, again, is to basically level the playing field across all schools in every state. And again, this bill will afford those benefits to our military-connected kids, to the National Guard, traditional guardsmen, and reservists who are not federalized, who move within the state, because there's also those, we have independent school districts with independent curriculum, and this will level the playing field. So this is what the compact provides. It affects enrollment. So when schools have different enrollment requirements, specifically for special ed children or kindergarten age kids, it'll allow those kids to participate at the grade that they entered when they moved to a new school district. Placement and attendance. A lot of schools have different curriculum with different names of classes. A great example is Math 9. In some schools, in some states, equals Algebra 1. The Algebra 1 school district doesn't recognize a Math 9 curriculum, so there's some negotiation going on, and that's a great example. My son experienced that as we moved between states. Also, attendance, there's an attendance component of the compact. Military kids, they have family members that deploy, and they experience a lot more absences to school, and the compact allows for those absences due to a deploying soldier or airman. Eligibility. Eligibility talks about immunizations and also affords a military-connected kid when they leave a school district, when they're participating in extracurricular activities, when they join a new school district, they are afforded the opportunity to compete in that sporting activity or that other extracurricular activity if they've missed tryouts and those sorts of things based on when we move. And the last one is probably the most important, is graduation. Many school districts have different graduation requirements because of the curriculum, of course, number of credits. The compact allows for the school districts to negotiate graduation requirements to afford the military-connected kid to earn their high school diploma. If the school districts can't negotiate, the compact requires that the gaining school district allow the sending school district's diploma to be recognized in the gaining school district. So it really does level the playing field for military-connected kids. And you know, the last thing I'll talk about today is what happens to a military-connected kid when they leave a school. They leave friends, they leave support groups, they leave their community, coaches, athletic teams, and they join a whole new, and they have to start over from scratch. I moved 17 times across my 30 years. My oldest kid went to 2 different high schools. My number 2 son went to 3 different high schools, and they experienced that every time we moved. New friends group and everything, and it's very, very tough, and there's been studies conducted where military-connected kids have higher levels of anxiety and depression because of the transitions between different schools, let alone the military environment that they are surrounded by. So with that, Madam Chair, I'll take any questions anyone has.
Well, thank you for caring beyond even your military service to help serve all the other kids that are coming up from your experience as a father and your experience growing up. I moved like 9 times as a child because my My dad wasn't in the military, but he was just transferred through AT&T. And so, I mean, I had no trauma beyond actually moving to a different state and a different school. But it is a real transition. There's a lot you go through as a kid. And I told my dad, I don't want to go anywhere during high school. I'm going to stay here wherever you go. But that never had to happen. So, he said, we were moving to Chicago. I'm like, I don't want to move there. He said, no, what do you think of Chicago? I said, it's a dirty, dirty city, and it's got all kinds of people shooting each other. And I mean, this was way back when. And he said, well, we're going to be moving there. I'm like, oh, I'm sure there's good things there too, Dad. I was only in 6th grade. But it's traumatic, and you need help. And to have someone there that can help interpret and talk to what the school you came from as you're in a new environment, that's just really important. So I appreciate that. Any questions? Representative Wilson, please.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Just a quick question. The proposed definition change is for uniform services, not armed services. So do you see any issues with changing this compact, changing the compact unilaterally?
Rep. Wilson, I do not. The one thing the compact includes now at the national level is the National Oceanic Aviation Administration. So they're non-armed, so they're a uniform service. Also, the defense medical community also is included in the compact. So they're also not armed. So that's why we want to change it to uniform services.
Madam Chair, if I can, one more question.
Sure.
So what risks or compliance issues would you see could arise if Michigan doesn't align the definitions with the national compact?
So, Representative, the National Compact right now does not include members of the National Guard or reserves. The National Commission has allowed every state to choose to include Guard and reservists that are not federalized. The risk I see is we also have, the National Guard gets omitted in many things at the federal level because they are essentially a state resource until they're federalized by the federal government. But I feel, and I've never been in the Guard, but I feel that we have guardsmen that move throughout the state. They might get stationed up in the Upper Peninsula, and they move to a different school district. And I think this change will allow a more seamless transition within the state amongst all of our independent school districts.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions? Oh, okay. We want to read a card here for House Bill 4813 from Heather Fagerstein from the Department of Military and Veterans Affairs. She does not wish to speak and supports the bill. So next, I guess that we're just going to be taking testimony, and I just appreciate all your testimony and helping these kids. So thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
We also had a card for testimony for House Bill 4556, 4557 from Jennifer Smith, the Michigan Association of School Boards. She didn't not want to speak, but she did support the bill, just so people know. And now we will have, next we'll have testimony on House Bill 4895, sponsored by Vice Chair Linting. This bill is one of the 50 bills recently introduced in the Red Tape Reduction Initiative. Please begin when you're ready.
Good morning, Chair DeBoer and fellow members of the committee. And thanks for giving me the time today to speak in support of House Bill 4895. I think we can all agree Michigan should be a top state to live, work, and raise a family. Yet for too many skilled professionals, unnecessary red tape stands in the way. Right now, getting and keeping an occupational license in Michigan means filling out lengthy paperwork, paying recurring fees, and often sitting through in-person continuing education classes. The requirement that continuing education must be completed in person does not make the public safer or healthier. What it does is make it harder for workers to earn a living, especially those in rural areas, those juggling multiple jobs, or those raising children. In-person mandates add travel expenses, time away from work, and childcare costs, none of which improve professional competence or consumer protection. House Bill 4895 offers a simple solution. Expand learning options so that continuing education can be completed entirely online. This reform does not lower professional standards. It simply gives workers the flexibility to meet them without needless barriers. Michigan is out of step with most of the nation in requiring in-person CE. Other states have already modernized their systems, allowing professionals to maintain licensure through online learning. By passing House Bill 4895, we will align Michigan with these best practices, reduce unnecessary burdens, and make our state more competitive. Thank you, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Vice Chair Linting. Any other questions? Any questions? Yes. Representative Weiss.
Thank you. Thank you for your testimony, Rep. Could you speak to which occupational licenses would be impacted by this change?
Yes. So, as you know, and I think there's a document in front of you that lists some of the occupations, which would include, accountants, real estate agents, barbers, cosmetologists. Some of these occupations already function utilizing online career continuing education. And they have found that it's been very helpful. And so what this would do is it would really just unify it across state law to provide some consistency and make sure that no particular occupation or skilled professional is left out in this.
Can I do just a quick follow-up?
Sure.
If that's all right. Thank you. I don't see that, but we might have just missed it.
Okay, I apologize.
Okay.
I can get, if you don't have that,
I do have it. I apologize. Sorry. And then is there any concerns around any of these professions in terms of not being able to have an in-person opportunity for continuing education?
I'm not exactly sure, like physically being able to learn online. Is that the question?
No, being able, like, having not having as many opportunities to have like an in-person component versus having everything moved online.
Yeah, so I mean that is something that could be addressed. These occupations and these skilled professionals would be able to. This doesn't force online learning; it would simply allow it to take place. So I think I'm understanding your question, and that's something that we could definitely work on to make sure that that's not the case. But that's not in this bill.
Okay. Are there already online learning components for these professions? And
many of them, yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Representative Kunse.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Representative, any concerns about authenticity, short of like a biometrics? How do we know that the person who needs the training is going to get the training? How do we verify identity?
Yeah, absolutely. That's a good question, and that's maybe something we can work on together. Ultimately, we're just trying to make sure that we're not adding an additional burden. And a lot of these professionals have already gone through countless hours of training
to
even
bills. Great idea.
practice in their field. And so this would just create some flexibility, but that is a good question. And
Yeah,
we
not
can kind of look
mandatory,
into
but
that
an
too,
option. Right.
yeah.
Love the bills. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you. Representative Burns.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you, Representative, for your testimony today. So my question circles back to what Rep. Weiss was addressing with regard to this being optional. My understanding, based on what you shared previously, is that this online component would be an option in addition to in-person. But when looking at the bill in one of the early lines, the word shall was used rather than the word may. So I just wanted to flag that for you.
Okay.
Just for some further consideration.
Yeah, I appreciate
To
that.
make sure that that's clear.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions? Okay, seeing none, we do have a card here from Michigan Chamber, Randy Gross. Sorry if I messed up your name. Not wishing to speak, but he does support the bill. Thank you. So,
Yeah.
I don't have one. Okay, we do have a card that was emailed from Laura supporting the bill, but they didn't want to speak. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Representative Linting.
Would you say that Lara supports remote access?
Thank you, sir. Vice Chair Linting moves to excuse absent members, and there being no objection, absent members are excused, but I guess, yeah. Oh, we did get up everybody. Thank you. So there being no further business before the committee, the House Committee on Education and Workforce will stand adjourned.